Welcome, everyone, to a special episode of Tea Time with Tommy. Right, guys, I am here right now. He is very gracious to come on. He is the founder and CEO of Grassroots Canada Elite Basketball, and now current head coach of Crestwood Preparatory College. We have the one, the only, Ro Russell. Thank you, Ro, for joining us today.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm just running around all day today, so I have to be coming to you while I'm driving. But I'm definitely keeping my eyes on the road and my hands are free. But it's good to be on your podcast.
Hey, Errol, once again, thank you so much for taking the time in your busy schedule to come on. Means a lot. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you again, Ro. Let's get right into it. First question for all the viewers out there. If you could explain to the viewers the passion and the journey you had to create Grassroots Canada Elite Basketball Team, how that come about, and just for the new viewers, what is Grassroots Canada Elite Basketball?
Okay, well, basically, I originally when I first started back in '89, it was called Toronto Elite, and we were the only legitimate AU program in Canada. And then in 1999, I changed the name because we went Canadian wide at that time. So I changed it to Grassroots Elite Canada. And so we've been doing it since '89, and we've had about 482 guys go D1
Wow.
and 11 guys to the NBA, and 13 guys played in the G League. Maybe about 56 guys played on the various Team Canada boys and girls teams, and about 72 guys played overseas in Europe or in South America or now Canada. So we've done remarkable work over the last 32 years, and we're just keeping it strong. It's my passion. It's my ministry. It keeps me going that I can use my expertise, my reputation, my longevity, and my knowledge to be able to impact lives of young men and women in Canada, and sometimes the U.S., sometimes overseas. So it's taken me all over the world, a lot in America, and still got a lot of life left in me.
Absolutely, Ro. And I just once again want to congratulate you. You are an inspiration for all of us. And it is an amazing, amazing youth basketball program you have going. Many accomplishments that you have had in your career with Grassroots Canada Elite Basketball and currently with Crestwood Preparatory College. Of all the accomplishments you had, Ro, what is the biggest accomplishment from creating Grassroots Canada? I know it's a loaded question. You may have explained it in the first question, but what are some of the big accomplishments you had doing Grassroots?
The first thing that comes to mind in terms of our accomplishments is in 2008, uh, we had a very, 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 very strong team with the likes of Tristan Thompson, Cory Joseph, Micah Bongo, Brady Heslop, Dwight Powell, and a whole host of other guys. And we were the first Canadian team to be ranked, and I think we still are, to be ranked number one in America. And we won the national championships in Vegas. And so that kind of changed the whole narrative of Canadian basketball at the amateur level, where they were like, okay, Canada has pros. Before they know we had players, but that's when they're like, we got pros, because that team was a team of pros, and we were just unstoppable. We played one game and it was against Double Pump Elite from California, and
Mm.
they had Kawhi Leonard, Paul
Whoa.
George, Klay Thompson, and James Johnson, and we beat them by 28. And
Wow.
incredible, huh? So that's the kind of team we had, and that sticks out in terms of really breaking down the basketball borders for them to see that we got pros too. America is not the only one that produces pros, and so that's probably the dearest accomplishment I hold, to myself. Another one that we've done, I've done personally. I've won over 1,200 games between AAU, club basketball in Canada, and high school. I've won over 1,200 games. So I know that puts me up somewhere with some guys that won over 1,000 games. So those two accomplishments come to my mind. And then the third one is I've had 38 guys from the Jane and Finch area go to college, either Division I, U Sports, OCAA, or junior college. And I hold that dear to my heart because that's 38 kids that, don't potentially, have, a path of negativity. Now they can do something productive with themselves and don't be caught up into some of the stigmatism that comes with growing up in Jane and Finch and all that. They were able to break the mold and become, teachers, professionals, entrepreneurs, and different things like that. So those are probably the three most important accomplishments that I can think of right now.
Wow. I just can't believe you beat Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's
Yeah,
team. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
That's oh my goodness. I wish I was on one of your basketball teams, Ro. That's my biggest regret, not playing for Grassroots Canada. That's my biggest
Definitely.
regret.
And back then in '08, we weren't even thinking about like taping the game. We were just there to play. Let's get it on. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We actually came late to the game. There was only like about 5 minutes left in the grace period because there was construction on the highway. So we had to take an alternative route to get to the game, and we were late getting there, and we almost got forfeit, in that game. And so we were
Wow.
racing down, the road to get there, and we just ran in and played. So our guys were so driven and so mentally tough that they wanted to play guys like that. They wanted to play the best, to be the best. They wanted to, didn't matter what happened if they were, didn't stretch, if they were banged up or, whatever. The referees are against us. They're so driven and so mentally tough that, you know, that tournament, that championship was ours for the taking.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that story, Ro. And you can tell your grandchildren that you beat Kawhi and Paul George and Klay Thompson back in the
Yeah,
day.
definitely. Definitely.
This question here, a little bit loaded too, but I have to ask. A lot of great players came out of your program, Ro. Who are the players that you're most proud of? I know you're proud of all of them, of course. All of them, we should all be proud of. But are there any ones that stand out, or are they all? Or are you just proud of all of them that came out of the program?
Well, in general, I'm very proud of all the guys that I spent time in the gym with, on the road, in hotel rooms, in meetings, and helping them, going to watch them play in college, and walking them through their college journey, and just seeing them grow as young guys to grown men, and going on with their careers to have families and have careers and playing professional basketball, whatever. Obviously with Tristan Thompson and Cory Joseph both being the only guys that two guys in our program. I think the two guys in well, from Ontario anyway, that won rings. They both won NBA Finals. Cory with the Spurs and Tristan with Cleveland. So that's a special thing that they were able to accomplish for themselves. So I'm proud of them for that. And also one of my former players, his name is Andre Wilkins. He went to Emory High School, and he's from Jane and Finch. And he's the first kid from Jane and Finch to go to an Ivy League school. He went to Cornell University and graduated from there. So I'm really proud of him. Even though he didn't go to the NBA, I'm just as proud of him for accomplishing that feat of being able to graduate from a prestigious Ivy League institution. And so that was another thing there. So I'm proud of him for that. And I'm also proud of Brady Heslop, a guy that played for me from the seventh grade, and everybody wrote him off. Everybody said that he would never make it. He might as well just go to, a Canadian university and call it a day. Because of the belief I had in him and the confidence I had in him and all the development and time and effort I put into him, he was able to go to a high major university, first at Boston College, and then transferred to Baylor, and end up, you know, making some records over his time at Baylor in terms of 3-point shooting, 3 points made, 3-point percentages, and then, playing with. He still holds a record of 15 3-point shots made in the G League when he played for the Reno G League team, and then the next year he played with the Raptors in their preseason schedule, and then went overseas and, and made a lot of money over there, and then came back and then played for the Raptors 905 and won a G League championship, and then he played for the Canadian men's national team for about 7-8 years. So I'm really proud of that level where everybody wrote him off, everybody said he couldn't do it, and he proved everybody wrong. And so I'm really proud of him for accomplishing all of that.
Absolutely, Brady Heslop was an amazing player. So absolutely, Ro. Going on to one of your players currently, of course, you're going to be asked this: the Elijah Fisher, the best 15-year-old basketball player in the world, doing amazing things right now under your tutelage, Ro. Yes, what are your thoughts on Elijah?
Well, Elijah is going to be a very, very special talent. He started from a very young age. Um, yes, based on the body of work that he's put together from the fifth grade, that I had him out at all these camps and playing AAU and being ranked and doing all the things he's doing, playing for my Crestwood high school program and our senior team from the seventh grade, and starting and you know accomplishing all these great things. Winning the MPA last year and winning OFSA this year, provincial championships, and you know, um, just all the things he's done. He'll end up being one of the best players to ever come out of Canada, and he still has 3 years to go. So it's scary to see what he can accomplish in those time and where he is at now. Like right now, he's 6'7" and weighs
Wow.
215 pounds, going to his sophomore year, and God's really blessed him with incredible talent, and I thank God for giving me an opportunity to help be part of that and to mentor him and to advise him and help develop him, coach him, and train him, and all those things, and walk him through his whole journey, and so he can accomplish a lot of things. So it's scary to see his potential is unlimited.
Oh, absolutely. Ro, do you think if Nem Stankovic and I played against Elijah Fisher, and one of his teammates. What do you think will happen? The outcome of that if me and them played against Elijah and one of the teammates on Crestwood?
You'll probably get dunked on a few times, and you might just say, "Man, let's go, Nem." Game's over. You guys might just walk out. You know what I'm saying? You guys might just walk out the same way how we did back in '08 when we won the national championship in Vegas. We actually had some elite teams that were actually sponsored by NBA players who, you know, in the second half when there was like 10, 12 minutes left on the clock, walk out. Beat us
Bro,
up like this, so we're out of here.
man, I appreciate your honesty. That is right. Me and them wouldn't have a chance. I think we'd get shut out. Maybe them would score 3 buckets, and I would totally be outplayed by whoever I'm guarding. So thank you for your honesty there. I
Yeah.
have so I have to ask, Ro, what do you see the future of Canada basketball now? You have an amazing program that helps develop players in Grassroots Canada. A lot of up and coming players, Canadian players coming from high school, going to the college and NBA. What do you see for the future of Canada basketball?
Well, Canada is producing tremendous talent. Guys are being produced in Canada. Like Jamal Murray and now Elijah Fisher, and guys are going to prep school in the States. In terms of guys like R.J. Barrett and Tristan Thompson and Cory Joseph and Dwight Powell and guys like that. And then guys are growing up through the system. Like R.J. Barrett, he basically grew up in the national team. I remember when I used to go back in the day when he was like, 5, 6 years old. And
Wow.
and the men's national team was training, or the junior national team, and there you have RJ out there, when the guys are gone in for, a break or whatever, and he's out there um, working on his game. So he's a true life, and with that kind of opportunity to start from a young age and being a very elite environment, both in Canada and U.S. Those kind of guys, they're able to ascend to a special level. Like look at Shea Alexander and Nikhil and all these guys out there. So when they now go and play for the men's national team, it's nothing for them. It's not a big jump to play against the U.S. and play against the different countries of the world, because they were playing that level their whole life. And so I think there's a great opportunity over the next couple of years or so where we could be able to have a chance of medaling for the Worlds or the Olympics. So the future is super bright. Really, really talented young men and women are coming out of the pipeline, and it's not just a fad; it's a trend. Guys are, really, taking, their craft seriously, and really want to, get to the highest level. And I think that we will have a team. The day that we have a team of all NBA players is the day that we'll medal.
Wow. And I think that day's coming soon. That day
Yeah,
is definitely coming soon, Ro. I have to ask, do you have time for trivia right now, or?
sure, I'm good.
All right, all right. So, Ro, we always end with a trivia for on my tea time show. So this is going to be Canadian basketball trivia, right up your alley. So let's get to it.
All right.
Basketball trivia. Basketball
Okay.
trivia with Ro Russell here. Let's go, guys. Question number 1, Ro. Who helped lead Team Canada basketball to the 2000 Olympics quarterfinals? Which player? It's pretty easy, but
The 2000 Olympic quarterfinals. Who led them to a victory?
who led them? Yeah, they went as far as the quarterfinals of the 2000 Olympics. Team Canada basketball. Who was the player?
Steve Nash.
Yeah, I see. See, Ro, I always make the first 2 questions a little bit easy so I can help comfort the guest and make them welcome to the trivia, and then I start to slide in the tough ones. But yes, it is Steve Nash. You got it
Okay,
right,
good.
bro. 1 for 1. Question number 2. This Canadian NBA player is known as Maple Jordan.
Okay, you must be trying to worm me up because that's Andrew Wiggins, a former alumni of our program.
Yes, I am. I am giving you that warmth, right? That's why I got that question out there. Andrew Wiggins, it is the alumni for Grassroots with Row. Question number 3. Oh man, okay. Sorry about this. You're gonna get this. How many NBA titles combined does Cory Joseph and Tristan Thompson have? I made these questions like back,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
One by Cory, one by Tristan.
Bro, please forgive me, and Nem's gonna hassle me about this. I'll ask tougher questions next time when you come on. Like this is too easy for you. I'm like, you know,
You're making me look good. Like I know some stuff, so it's all good.
That's why I'm doing this, making Ro Russell look good. Question number 4. Nik Stauskas, another alumni, stated this was his favorite NBA player of all time.
That would be LeBron James.
Okay, you know more than me. I will give you that. I heard it was
of all time. Maybe Michael Jordan.
He said Vince Carter. I don't know what he told you in the documentary. The Vince Carter documentary.
You're right. It is Vince Carter. I'll take it back. I'm corrected. So growing up as a young guy, coming up and watching the Raptors play at a young age, that was his best player of all time. But I think LeBron James was his inspiration of the guy that he inspired when he was in high school, going to university, and that he was inspired by, and to work really hard to become an NBA player himself. And he actually met LeBron James at a game one time and has a picture of him and LeBron on his Instagram. I think we even reposted as well. So it was Vince Carter. I am corrected.
No, but you know what? You're the special guest, so I will give you that.
Okay, thank you.
4. Bro, you know you could be our 8th all time perfect trivia person. Only 7 people have got 6 out of 6 before.
Okay,
So 2 more to go, Ro. Question number 5. This former Canadian basketball player was drafted 1st overall by the Philadelphia 76ers in 1983.
Wow, that's a good one. So say that one more time. That this Canadian player was that sounds like it would be Leo Routins.
Oh my goodness, you got it, Ro. 5. So in a sense, you did get the trivia perfect because usually number 6 I save as a bonus question for fun. But let's go with the bonus question and let's see if you go 6 for 6 here.
Okay.
Oh wow, this is hard. This is a hard one. Has Team Canada basketball ever medaled in the Olympics? Have they ever medaled, true or false, in the Olympics?
Let me see. That's a tough one.
You have nothing here because you already got perfect in the trivia, no matter what you get here. But just for fun, yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to think because in '84, didn't we medal in '84? I'm trying to think here. I thought we medaled in '84 in the Olympics. Wow, I think we medaled, but maybe not. Ah, man. I know we did something in '84. I know we did well, but I can't remember if we medaled or not. I'm gonna say yes, we medaled in '84.
6 for 6, trivia winner,
Yeah.
Russell. You're number 8 in the perfect trivia on Tea Time. Yes, Team Canada did medal once. It was the 1936 Olympics. That was the Berlin Games in Germany. So wow. Yeah, that's 1936. Wow. So hopefully the boys do it in 2021.
Yes.
Bro, great job. Perfect. 6 for 6 trivia winner. I just want to say before we conclude, thank you so much again for coming on out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it. Before you go, would you like to share your Instagram handle or Twitter? See, so
Yeah,
people can follow.
sure, definitely. My Instagram and Twitter. My personal one is Coach Ro Russell, Coach Roussell, and for Grassroots, for Instagram, it's We Are Grassroots, and for Twitter, it's GRC Elite, and for Crestwood, it's Crestwood Hoops for Instagram, and for Twitter, it's Crestwood_hoops for Twitter. So that's how you can reach me, and whatever it is, I'm always willing to help. I'm always looking to help, and pay it forward and help help people accomplish their goals and their dreams. So that's what I'm about, and that's what keeps me going. And I really appreciate you having me on your podcast, and it was fun. And we'll talk again another time when some more exciting things come about.
Absolutely. Now, last tougher questions because that was just too easy for you, Ro. But Ro, just don't hang up yet. Just stick around a few more minutes. But for now, thank you, Ro, and thank you everyone for joining us for another special episode of Tea Time with Tommy.
Uh,
All right, guys, take care, everyone. Have a good one.